right. Now that was pretty messy. But I think I've got something here that won't be quite as messy, even though it might look like it at the beginning. This is what I like to call the egg drop, okay? Now, in order to make sure that it's not too messy, I'm gonna use, from my kit, I'm gonna use these plastic Easter eggs that are left over, okay? So I've got 2 of those, and then I've got these 2 plates, okay? And then I've got some glasses that I found here in the lab, all right? And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put a plate in the middle of it, and I'll put it there, and put a plate in the middle of it, and a toilet paper roll right there, and then another one for this one, right? Put it there, okay? And then we'll put an egg here like this, and then I'm gonna put an egg this way, like that. Okay, now, here's the idea. Try and get the egg into the glass without touching it. And I can't just pick that up and move that and turn it over, okay? Okay, I've got to make one move. And this is what I'm going to do, okay? I'm just going to pull this plate. I'm going to pull this plate, and it's going to pull the tube with it, and the egg's going to drop. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, here we go. Okay. You see how it bounced around in there? Okay, let's try this one, okay? That one didn't work. Why didn't that one work? Remember I was talking about mass a while ago? Maybe mass had something to do with it. Let's get that egg back and try. Here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this here again. We're going to take some putty, and we'll put inside the egg to give it some weight or some mass to fill it up inside there. Okay? So here we are. I'm going to open this egg up. I'm going to squeeze this right down inside. Will it all fit in there? Yes, it will. And there. Now it's a lot heavier. Okay, now my toilet paper tube and this right here. Now let's try it again. Okay. It worked! I tried and it kept missing. Let's try it one more time. All right. Yes! So, although the mass changed it and made it drop better, I still had to use the plate in the right way. It didn't hit every time. Now this is what happened. Remember, we said that inertia tells us that an object in motion tends to stay in motion while an object in rest tends to stay at rest. And then we found out that the mass of an object, or how much of the stuff there is in the stuff, makes a difference. And this time we found out that there is what we like to call energy transfer. I'll show you what I mean. Energy that is just sitting there, we like to call potential energy, which means it's energy that can be used. Watch carefully as I move it. That was kinetic energy that bounced around and made that ball fall. Didn't go where it was supposed to, but if we practice more, I'll bet we can make it go where it's supposed to. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's see if the distance between this surface and the height of where it falls from makes a difference. A big one. All right. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it's not going to work? Is it going to fall where it's supposed to? Is it going to fall out over the edge like it did a while ago? I don't know, but we're going to find out. And here we go. I'm going to do something different. Instead of pulling it towards me, I'm going to push it away. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1. And it flew way over here, way away from it. So that tells me that if it's a higher distance, it has a greater possibility of floating away. Let's try it one more time with the shorter distance. Here we go. And I'm going to push it away. Are you ready? And there it worked. Okay, you can try this at home. All you need is an old Easter egg, Remember, in this one, I put some weight to make it heavier. I've got a glass, and then I've got a plate. I put the plate there, toilet paper roll, put it right on top, and then I'm going to use the heavier one, okay? And then as I push it away, there it goes exactly like it's supposed to go. Potential energy, energy that's at rest, kinetic energy, energy that's moving, and that's what we've got for you here. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, that was really fun, even though I had to try several times to make it work right. But here, I've got something that is so cool. You're going to love this. Now check this out. You see Jeremy and the boys have some beads over here. I want to show you this. This is kind of what started the discussion all along. So if you'll let me have these beads there, he don't want me to have them. Okay, so here, we just went and we got some beads, right? And then you can see I put a bunch of them together, okay? And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to find the end here. Here's the end right here. And I'm going to take these apart. They're like this and like that and like that. Okay, so I've got these beads, and then I'm going to tape them together. I just got some really nice pink duct tape. And you can see I already started it earlier, but I wanted to show you what I'm doing here. So I'm just using duct tape, and I've got some pretty pink duct tape here. Put it right there, and right there, and then I'm going to roll it over, and I've got them all taped together, so it's one long string. And then we'll take this one from Jeremy, okay? And we'll take this one apart too, and then I'm going to tape this here together as well. Now, inertia beads are just beads that will keep going and going and seem like they're never going to stop. And I promise you they will stop, but it's going to seem like they're going for a long, long time, which they are, okay? So I'm going to put them inside this cup here, okay? And in this pack that I put together, I got some beads in here too, but I'm going to put all these inside this cup. And I'm not just throwing them all in, I'm putting them in like in the order that I want them to come out. Okay, so if I just pick them all up and put them in, it wouldn't work right because I get a knot like that. And I don't want to have a knot like that. I would rather not have a knot like that because it would not, see I did it again, be good, because then it would not work like I want it to. But that's okay because now I got it all straightened out. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now this is so cool. Hopefully it'll work for me. All right. Now watch this. Watch this. You ready for this? I'm going to pick this up like this. Pretty cool, huh? You want to see it again? Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just packing them in here in the same way that I want them to come out. And then that first one is going to pull it, and it's going to keep pulling it, and then it's going to pull the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and it'll keep going. It'll just keep going until it's all out. So here we go. I'm going to do it again. You ready? Watch. Now, thanks to gravity, and by picking up this container higher off the ground, I loaded potential energy, that same kind with the egg, back into the beads. The arching of the beads as they came across that lip there, that was caused by the downward force of the other beads, the downward force of gravity overcoming the upward inertia of the moving beads. And gravity finally won, and the beads eventually curved downward and went right to the ground. And that was pretty cool. Now this is what we've learned today, okay? We learned that inertia is actually the idea that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, while an object in motion tends to stay in motion. We also learned that the mass, or how much stuff is in the stuff, plays a big deal on inertia, because if there's nothing there, if it's too light, then inertia is going to make things topple over and not work like it's supposed to and make a big mess on my table. We wouldn't want that. We also learn that potential energy is stored up energy just waiting to act, like that egg or like the inertia beads. And we learn that we can do a lot of these things at home. Now, if you had fun, say, I had fun. And if you learned something, say, I learned something. I'm so glad you did. And we can't wait to see you again right here in the Mad Science Lab.